Education is not just about learning facts. It is about shaping the way we think, question, and understand the world. It's about cultivating the mind to engage with complexity, to challenge assumptions, and to build a deeper or more nuanced perspective, ready to elevate your understanding. Let's explore education vocabulary at the highest level C2. Think deeper, learn smarter, and go further. First up, pedagogical approach. This isn't just about teaching. It's the specific method or philosophy behind it. Is the focus on memorization, or is it about fostering creativity? For example, the school adopted a student-centered pedagogical approach, which means learning is driven by the student's own curiosity and interests. It's the difference between a lecture and a collaborative workshop. A great pedagogical approach inspires a genuine love for learning. Next, we have intellectual rigor. This term describes a high level of academic challenge that pushes you to think critically and deeply. A course with intellectual rigor isn't about simply absorbing information. It's about analyzing it, questioning it, and forming your own well-supported arguments. Think of it as a workout for your brain. For instance, the program is respected for its intellectual rigor, attracting students who want to be genuinely challenged and stretched intellectually. Let's talk about interdisciplinary studies. This is where education gets really exciting. It's the integration of multiple academic fields to solve complex problems. Instead of studying subjects in isolated silos, you connect them. For example, interdisciplinary studies help students see connections across subjects, like using historical context to understand literature, or applying artistic principles to engineering design. It reflects how the real world works. Everything is connected. Now, for academic autonomy, this is all about having the freedom to make independent decisions in your learning or research journey. It's the power to choose your own research topics, design your own projects, and follow your intellectual passions. A great example is how academic autonomy encourages independent thinking, empowering students to become self-directed learners who take ownership of their education. This fosters true innovation and personal growth. What good is knowledge if it isn't shared? That brings us to knowledge dissemination. This is the crucial process of spreading information and insights to a wider audience. It's how discoveries made in a lab or ideas developed in a university reach the public. For example, universities play a major role in knowledge dissemination through publications, conferences, and public lectures. It's the engine that drives societal progress. Then there's scholarly research. This isn't just any research. It's a systematic investigation conducted using rigorous academic methods and based on solid evidence. It involves reviewing existing literature, formulating a hypothesis, collecting and analyzing data, and presenting findings for peer review. A powerful example, her scholarly research gained international recognition because it was thorough, original, and contributed significantly to her field. Let's consider cognitive development. This refers to the growth of our core mental abilities: thinking, reasoning, problem solving, and understanding. It's the journey from a child's simple perceptions to an adult's complex analytical skills. For instance, early education strongly influences cognitive development, laying the foundation for lifelong learning and intellectual curiosity. It's about building the brain's architecture. Ever feel like education is changing at lightning speed? That's an educational paradigm shift. It's a fundamental, major change in how education is delivered or even understood. The move from rote memorization to critical thinking was one such shift. A more recent example is how digital learning caused an educational paradigm shift, transforming classrooms and making education accessible in ways we never imagined. With great power comes great responsibility, which leads us to institutional accountability. This principle holds that educational institutions are responsible for the quality of their programs and the outcomes of their students. It's about ensuring that schools, colleges, and universities meet certain standards and deliver on their promises. For instance, institutional accountability improves academic standards by requiring schools to regularly evaluate and enhance their performance. Finally, we arrive at the most abstract concept: epistemological foundation. This refers to the underlying beliefs about knowledge itself, what it is, how we acquire it, and how we can be sure it's true. Every education system has an epistemological foundation that shapes its curriculum and teaching methods. Is knowledge seen as a fixed set of facts to be transmitted, or a dynamic process of inquiry and discovery? It's the philosophical bedrock of all learning. True education does not give answers. It teaches us how to ask better questions, to think more critically, and to see the world with greater clarity. Because, in the end, knowledge is what defines who we become. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the language of learning. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. Keep learning and keep growing.